It's country style soup today. Hi, baby. I'm live. Oh, it's okay. But you're trying to hide your bonnet. Actually, country style soup today. Hi. Hey, Bessiette. Hey, Micro Farmer. How are you guys today? It is so, sorry, guys. It is so nice here today in Tallahassee. When I tell you it was like 55 this morning when we woke up. So the air conditioner had, gone off and did its thing. It was just sitting there, just chilling. And we didn't need it last night at all. So it was beautiful. And today has just been just the most beautiful day. And I didn't even think that it would get that cold at this point, because typically here it does not happen until October 31st. So what I used to find over all the years, and 2020 just had to be different, right? But what I found ever since I can remember, it would always get cold on Halloween Day. So I know ever since my children have been in the world, and my oldest daughter is 20. So, I would buy, we don't, do the Halloween festivities or anything anymore. But when I would buy them, hey, Pit Stop, how are you? But when I would buy them costumes, they would choose these little cutesy costumes or whatever. And by the time we got to, hey, Miss B, the Fun Reading Club. So by the time we got to actually get to the day, that day would always be cold. And so that's why I would tell anybody that's not from the South, and in particular, our area in South Georgia, North Florida, that we're going to be nice and warm all the way up to, so ever since I can remember, that's just the way that it went. And so we were kind of excited to see that it was a little bit cooler, but at the same time, sorry, give me just a sec. It's live, guys. It's live. And I'm sitting here with the pot on this burner, and it's on and nothing in it. That's why my alarm went off there. But anyway, so that's how it would go. But now that we have all of this stuff planted in the backyard, I'm going to have to go out and kind of look over everything and then just see what happened, since it got a little bit cooler. I could see like my collards from the door, and I could see my cabbage from the door. So I knew those were okay. I got to open a window, guys. And I'm so short, I can't really, let me see, what am I doing wrong? Okay. There. I'm about to choke myself out in here, but let's see. Going to get a lot more vegetables going. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, because we put about 3 weeks ago, we put in red cabbage, and we also put in collards. I have some Roma tomatoes, which I've never grown before, but they were there, so I put those in. And gosh, what's the name of the other stuff? We have peas, some sort of beans growing. that Clausen World sent. My husband won those in her giveaway. So there are some peas that are growing that came from Clausen World. And then there's also, radishes. There are a lot of radishes that are planted. So I have my garlic planted. It's coming up. Her healthy. Let me tell y'all what I'm doing here. So there's a glare behind me. I'm gonna try to block it out. But so I'm making home style chili. Dang it. My connection, it says my connection is unstable. Okay, now it's back. Can y'all hear me okay? I tried to do this while the connection was showing that it was good, but if it goes out, then I'm just gonna try to go back in on my cell phone. So I'll come back for a part 2. So right now I am adding to the pot red onion. So I just got some red onion. My camera is heating already. If you guys didn't know, okay. If you guys didn't know, stores have the pink Himalayan salt. I mean, literally $1 for this bag. And I normally, for a jar that is much smaller than this, I'm gonna pay $4 easily. So anytime that I see them over in the Dollar Trees or whatever dollar store that I happen to be in, I'm gonna grab me a few bags. So I was out running errands this morning and was able to grab me 3 bags. And so I'm gonna put a little bit of, and so this recipe is not even a written recipe. So I'm sorry for those who like, written recipes. That's just not the way my mom cooks. And I got the recipe, I got the idea rather from her. She is the one that would do all the cooking. And she never really cooked from recipes. So I don't cook from recipe. I cook from mostly memory and taste. So I'm just gonna saute my onions. And so I went to, we have a Piggly Wiggly here in Tallahassee. So I was able to get this family pack of ground beef. And so that's what I'm using to saute with these onions and garlic and my spices. And a lot of people use, I would say, the cubed beef. They would use the cubed beef instead of like the ground beef. But growing up, we weren't born with a silver spoon. So we kind of had to make do with what we had. And ground beef is the more affordable. I got my kids, were used to my mom making this soup using ground beef. So that's what I'm gonna use too. All right, let's see the comments. I'm trying to log on to see, because I have my cell phone down here, so maybe I can see better. See the comments better instead of having to lean all over. All right, so you all can hear me again now. Used to have 1 pound box of sea salt too, but they stopped getting it. Now they also have the kosher salt. So I'm able to buy my kosher salt from them as well. And you see how I really, sometimes, just like this morning, I went out just to grab some spices, because I feel like if I have spices at my disposal, anything out in that yard, I can make it pop. I can make it work. So as long as I have my spices. All right, Her Healthy Home says that's where I get mine. Used to have a 1 pound box. I saw that one. Is there a different kind of quality for Himalayan salt? Some is expensive, some is cheap. So, okay. So anytime that I get anything from like the Dollar Tree or whatever, I'm just assuming that there was something about it that did not quite pass inspection or whatever. So I'm going to assume that, it may have had some specks of something. I don't know for sure, guys. This is just what I'm thinking. The reason that it's the dollar store. But some dollar stores, especially those that are further down south, I have a sister that lives down south. And so those dollar stores down there, they will actually just test out new product, and it's quality product. So I'm not saying that some of the products are not quality that we get that are here in our area, but I know they do that. They'll test out the stuff down south. But yeah, the pink Himalayan is like one of the original types of salt. Like it's not stripped down like the white salts are. So that's why I prefer the pink Himalayan. And let's see who else is here. Erica Taylor, hi. Just finished watching your soap making tutorial. Thank you. Hope you learned something from that. Enjoyed it. Let's see. Fun Reading Club. Shopping today. Have to start preparing because we know winter is coming. Yeah, we know winter is coming. So we got to prepare, right? So I'm just going to use, because there is so much meat on this tray, I am going to sit this in a container and sit it in the refrigerator. And I'm probably going to do a second batch because I didn't want to just I want it to stretch, if you understand what I mean. I want this to really stretch. I don't want it to, sorry, I thought I turned my volume off. My phone rings all day long. But, so I'm going to add some pink Himalayan. I'm going to go with a tablespoon. And pink Himalayan also is very strong. Like you really get that salty flavor that you're looking for. And you don't, if you're not cooking a large pot like this, you don't need anywhere near that much. This is where you can really, when you use quality salts, quality ingredients, this is where you see chefs that are pinching and sprinkling. That's why, because they have quality ingredients and it does not take all of the extra when you're actually using quality ingredients. So what we do is we just saute the meat. And just like if you're going to make spaghetti, we saute the meat. And then we add our cans over it, whatever vegetables over it. So I have a can of, let's see, this is petite diced tomatoes with basil, garlic, and oregano. So this is Italian style. And look, let me ask y'all a question while I'm holding this up. Do y'all open your cans like this? Like snap your can opener on the side and then just open the can like that? I saw it some years back. And being that, my kids were younger at the time, I just thought it was the perfect way to open cans. And look, I don't have to touch the can. There are not any sharp, jagged edges. I'm still holding the top of this. So all I have to do, drop it over in the trash can. So I thought that was pretty cool to be able to do that. Yes, I do now. Just learned. Hey, Miss Mama, daughter, sister. How you doing? I use electric. Yeah. Yeah, electric is great except when you don't have electricity. And that's what I'm in that mindset now. Um, to make sure that everything that I'm doing, I want to make certain that I can do it without electricity, just in case, you know, I'm not going to go there. Y'all know. I think everybody on here knows exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so the Fun Reader Club says, I open mine with a knife. See, you gangster. You gangster. I still open mine with a knife sometimes just to keep the practice. Old school, yes. Very smart. I have a manual in the drawer. Yes. Yeah. We gotta be ready. We gotta stay ready so we'll never have to get ready. I don't know if some of y'all saw Led's live at 6 something this morning. But I was on there. I was just rolling over and typically, I consciously try not to touch my phone first. I try to pray and meditate and do all of that stuff before I actually touch the phone. But I just happened to, it was still dark and I needed some light. So I reached over and felt around for my phone and grabbed the phone and I was on YouTube. Tell me what I'm doing on YouTube. I'm always on YouTube. So as I went to grab some water, I noticed that Led was on. He was on live. So I was like, okay, here we go. So he was talking about being prepared. So I'm just trying to stay ready so we don't have to get ready. And then from that point, I went ahead and got up and was just like, okay, let me go ahead and get my day started. All right, let's see. Michael Farmer said, I also have a Coleman camper stove in our garage. Nice. I want to get, I definitely need to get one of those butane ones, but we have a grill that is, one side of it is propane, and the other side of it is charcoal. So we kind of, when we have hurricanes here, because I'm in Florida for those who don't know, but when we have hurricanes, we're able to, we use the grill all the time anyway. So it's like, it's nothing for us to just adjust to cooking outside. But I think those little butane burners would be a good extra, just like a backup to have. And also that grill has a burner over to the side that also runs off of the propane. So there's one side of the grill itself that runs off of propane, and next to that, a burner which also runs off of propane. And then on the opposite side, there is just the regular grill that runs off of charcoal. So I bought an outdoor stove recently so I can cook or can in emergencies. Yeah. And then we also bought a turkey fryer. So it runs off of propane. So I feel like we're pretty good when it comes to needing to cook something. We can do a lot with cooking different things in different ways. So I'm going to take my petite diced tomatoes, pour them over, and then I'm just going to fill the rest of this up with water, because like I said, I want to stretch this as far as it can go. And one way that I stretch things is by just adding water. So I'm gonna add a couple of cans of water. Probably only get 2 until it's full. And this is going to be big pressure can. I already checked my lid and made sure that everything was operational. I have the 23 quart, and so all right, am I back now? So make sure my gasket is okay. Make sure that the pressure gauge is tight, and also make sure that this hole is clear so that there's nothing clogging this hole, because we're going to have to vent from this for 10 full minutes before we can actually start pressure canning. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. If some of you have been watching what's happening, the internet has just been all over the place. So I tried my best to come in while it was showing that the signal was strong, but it fooled me. So hopefully you all are hearing me good. All right. What's the ingredients you're using? I was late. Okay. So I started out with minced garlic and red onion. And I added some Himalayan sea salt. I'm going to add a little black pepper, parsley. Thank you all so much for liking the video. I appreciate you guys. And y'all like come on with me at a moment's notice. I appreciate you all so much. So some parsley, cayenne pepper. We love spicy, so definitely cayenne pepper. And again, her healthy home, I don't know how to measure really. I do my best, but my mom is not a measurer, and that's kind of where I learned to cook. So that is, yeah, those are the ingredients that I'm using. And so I'm going to, since this is going to process for 90 minutes, I'm going to let this cook for just a few minutes. I'm going to bring it to a rolling boil. I'm going to bring it to a rolling boil, and then I'll start to fill my jars. I have my jars in the oven already, and as you can see, my canner is hot. It's going for it. And I have my lids here in the small pot, and I'm just going to allow them just to get warm. All right, so let's see, comments. I don't want to cook when winter hit and smell my cooking and come over for a bowl of soup. I bet. I bet. Yeah, a huge hit in my family. And it's hearty. You see all of that? It's one of those really hearty soups. And so the way she would serve this would be with either Jiffy bread or her homemade cornbread. And she would add a little bit of sugar to the cornbread and just give it, not to make it sweet, but just to, I think it was just a strong balance of sweet and salty at the same time. Let me tell you, Mama can cook. She can cook. She can still cook. She was the cake lady. So she literally cooks Thanksgiving meals for people. like their whole meal. So she would take orders ahead of Thanksgiving, and she would make a bunch of cakes. Um, and when I tell you all, when we were growing up, the table, we had one of those tables with what we call the leaf in the middle of it. So you could remove the leaf and then like condense the table to make it smaller, or you can put that leaf in there and you can fit 10 people easily around that table. So she would have that table literally loaded down with cakes. The kitchen was also big enough that we had our deep freezer inside of the kitchen. It would be loaded down with cakes. So all of the counters in the kitchen, it would be cakes everywhere. And so every time, that was kind of like her side hustle. That's how, you know, she made the extra money that we needed in order to feed us. So now one of my sisters is the cake lady. I can tell you can cook like it's like watching my mom. Well, thank you. And you know, one of the things about it is that you don't ever have to worry about your kids sitting around crying because something bad, something tastes bad. Because they confident in mom. And then my youngest daughter can really cook. My youngest daughter can cook like me. So you put it in front of her. She is 15 now. She's been cooking since she was probably 7, 8, something like that. I would allow her, when she was 5, to do like little basic things. Teach her how to scramble an egg, how to boil eggs, just little basic stuff, how to make her own toast. And so now she can literally cook like me. It's like we depend on her because I got into the point where I don't want to cook anymore. I can this canning. That's what I want to do. I really don't even want to cook like everyday meals anymore. I think because I did it for so long, and I would literally cook 3 meals a day, every day, 3 meals a day. So I don't have that desire anymore to just be over the stove like that anymore. And then my kids are big, and the little one can cook. The oldest one eats mostly vegan diet, so she kind of fends for herself if I'm not eating that way. And so the middle child is more, she really doesn't want to be doing this. She doesn't want to cook. But, she'll do other things, but she really doesn't want to do all that cooking. Pit stop. So people don't. Oh. People have their noses in the air trying to find the food when you'll be cooking in the garage at night, late night, no seasoning because that stays in the air. I grew up hiding from my mom food. Oh my gosh. Only had a few dishes that she was great at. Listen, I ain't gonna tell y'all who else used to be like that because I might get in trouble. But as she got older and she just kept trying and trying and trying, she learned how to be a pretty decent cook. Can't tell y'all because let me see who watching. Somebody might be watching, but I love you. I love you. I love you. And you're a better cook now, and I eat your food. So I know I'm silly, y'all. I am that's just me. Her Healthy Home says we grew up having big dinners every Sunday. I wasn't interested in cooking until I got my own. Now my mom is a maid. She was worried. I know she was worried. I know she was worried. They're always worried, like when we don't. I think when I had my very first apartment, before I got married and everything, I didn't like to cook as much, but like every now and again when I wanted to, I would, but I mostly ate out. Especially after I met my husband. Yeah. That like literally all the time that we were dating until we got married, we were eating out. So right now, I don't we have not eaten out since February. I think it was February. I'm sure it was February. So we haven't eaten out. I'm sure it was February. So we haven't eaten out since then. And we're okay with it because like pretty much everybody can cook something. And so my husband cooks a lot now. He cooks for me. And he'll the kids, they get in where they fit in. But he mostly cooks for me now, and I enjoy it. I love it. I don't know if some of you saw the pictures that I was posting. I gotta post the picture of the shrimp dinner that he cooked for me. Oh my goodness. That is like my favorite. That is my favorite. It really is. So I'm gonna post that one when I get off of the live. But I think some of you already saw he literally from scratch made the beef with broccoli. He made it from scratch. Like cut the meat, cut the beef, marinated it, like the whole nine. He did the whole thing, and it was so good. It was really, really good. So he will get in here and really do his thing. So I'm gonna take my oh, you know what I forgot? Veggies. Let me get my veggies off in my pot. And these are just frozen, like no extra anything. They're just frozen. Okay, and that's all that I can get in there. So I'm gonna save this little bit to go into my next batch. And so let me test, see if I need extra salt. Extra salt, or no. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gotta have extra salt. That ain't gonna work. So I'm gonna add one more tablespoon of the pink Himalayan. To help my salt situation. And then I need to get more sugar. My bag is looking empty. And then add a little, I know I get a little bit of sweetness from the veggies, but I add a little bit of a tablespoon, and I'm going to taste it again in a minute just to see if that did the trick to give it what it needs. But that's what Mom does to her soup. So that's what I do to mine. What did I do with my spoon that fast? Oh, there it is. mix. Okay. No, this one is not meatless. I actually made a chili that was meatless. Um, but no, this one actually has ground beef. All right, let's see. Not quite. See, I filled it up with water, so use that extra water. You got to add some salt to it. And one more, all I'll need is 1 tablespoon of sugar because I could definitely tell that there was a little bit of sugar in there. So that should be perfect. That should be perfect too. And let me take out my jars. Put that there. Let me get my other towel. So I have 12. I don't know how many I'm going to actually need. But these are the 22 ounce. Yep. So I'm going to process them for 90 minutes, the 22 ounce ones. And they're nice and warm. So remember, guys, don't put hot product in cold jars when you are canning. Let me see, y'all cutting up. And you know what, Her Healthy Home, we had big dinners a lot, and it was more than Sundays. it really just depended on what my dad wanted to eat for the day. So he would ask my mom if he would call home at lunchtime or whatever. He would tell her what he wanted to eat for dinner, and so whatever he wanted to eat for dinner, that's what we had for dinner. Mom was going to make sure that he had it. Yep. I'm calling it the country style soup. Wait. Oh, I forgot something. And it's super important. Oh, there it is. I got it. I got it. I got it. Gotta have it. Okay. So let's see. Okay, y'all talking to each other. Country style soup. Country style, because that's where I came from. I came from the country. And we made hearty meals. We made meals that we could afford. And that's how we went in. All right, so I'm gonna fill these, leaving a 1-inch headspace. I'm making a whole mess. I don't know if I'll get 7 out of this, but we shall see. Even the 1-inch headspace. All right. So for those who don't know, that right there at the rim, that's your 1 inch from the top, okay? So if you fill right there to what I call the neck of the jar, there you go. that's the 1-inch headspace that you need. So let's see how many we get. How many jars? 22 ounces. These are the jars that I purchased from Uline because it was hard to find jars anywhere else. So, well, I got them from Uline. I know some of you probably have purchased from Uline. Kimberly, I can't remember Kimberly's channel name. She did a video on them, as well as Essie K. She did a video on her Uline haul as well. All right, that's 3 so far. Oh no, I might get one more, and that's fine. And remember, guys, when you're processing meat, you want to make sure that you are processing for at least 90 minutes. Yep, I got them from Uline. And this one just says Mason, but it's a very heavy jar. It's a very heavy jar. So you could definitely, you should be able to find more. Now, if you have not purchased from Uline before, these mason jars, especially, everybody always goes for the 16-ounce mason jars first. So if you've never bought the 16-ounce mason jars before from Uline, they're not going to allow you to buy them. They're saving those for the people who, have already been purchasing the 16-ounce, but they will allow you to get these 22-ounce. All right. Okay, so I have about a bowl left. It's not going to be enough. So I have my debubbler. I didn't forget it today. This is going to be really hearty and delicious. And so I like mine with Jiffy bread. Jiffy bread is delicious with this soup. Paper towels. I just literally came back, so I still have stuff on the floor in bags right now. So make absolutely certain that you are cleaning the tops of your jars. Make sure you are cleaning them. Because you don't want to waste your food. You don't want to have any seal issues. So just use your vinegar and clean your tops. And another thing, let me make sure I say this. Another thing, make certain that you are putting vinegar in your canner. I made the mistake of closing that lid one time without having put that vinegar in that canner. And I was like, dang it, I didn't put the vinegar in there. And I was like, I'm not opening that lid back though. Pit Stop Kitchen and Garden almost gave me a whole stroke when she was canning live. She was using the steam canner, and I've never used the steam canner before. And I was like, don't open that canner, just let it cool down. I was having a stroke over here. I was like, girl, I want to catch a flight and get out to Vegas because pit stop, girl, she scared me so bad, y'all. But it all ended up well. She lived to tell the story. She lived to tell the story, child. I was like, whoo, yeah. My nerves were bad. They were bad. But it was a very fun live. So if you all have not seen it, definitely go over to Pit Stop's channel and see her live because, yeah, it was off the chain in there that night. All righty. And so adding your tops, make sure that you're only doing this finger tip tight. You're not really tightening these because you want this thing to still be able to push out any air that is left down in these jars, okay? That's really, really important. All right. And so, who was that? I was watching, whose video was I watching? Clausen World. I was watching Clausen World's video. She's so sweet. And she has two different jar holders, right? And she was like, I don't like this one because this, and I don't like this one because of that. And I was like, I don't know if you're going to find one, Clausen World. But I understood what she meant about this one because you have to kind of make sure that it stays snapped together. It's not like one solid piece. It moves a little bit, and so it can come off. You have to make sure that it stays snapped together. And the other one, she just, I think she's feeling uncomfortable about the whole process. But just make sure that you got a good hold on your jars and you'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. All right, so we got 5. Yep, we got 5. Okay. I got my vinegar in. I was telling y'all, hello, hey, how are you? I was telling you all about when I didn't add the vinegar to my canner. So for those who are new to canning, if you don't add vinegar into this canner and you're putting these jars in here, even when you're boiling jars, if you have hard water, which we do, that vinegar is going to stop your jars from getting all of that buildup on your jars. So even if you're going to boil your jars to sterilize them, make sure that you put some vinegar in that water when you start. And I would say do it even if you don't have hard water. All right. Okay. Top is on. And you just spin the top closed just like that. Okay. So I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get started on my next batch. That's what I'm going to do. While I'm here, I have everything right out here in front of me. So I'm just going to add my extra seasoning and then see what happens. But yeah, I spent some time wiping off my jars, wiping all of that stuff, that white mess off of my jars. I ain't have time for that. I didn't want to be doing it, but I had to do it because I didn't do that one step. Ernie Hatmaker, hey, how are you? Getting my jars ready to do some canning later. I'll leave this up for a while. Awesome. What you canning? What are you canning today? Do you know yet? And is there anybody new, like brand new to canning in here? Oh, and I meant to ask Pit Stop, did you try it? Did you try what you had canned? All right, y'all, it's going. It's going because I have my stove on high. So it's going. It's doing its thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for, okay. You see this? Well, no, there's a glare, so y'all can't see the steam coming up. So it's going pretty steadily right now. So I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for 10 minutes. Because that needs to vent for at minimum 10 minutes when you are pressure canning. But yeah, trying to clean that off of those jars, it was a mess. Let's see. No, I'm just looking at the jars. Looking at the jars every day. Erica Taylor said only once pressure canner and once water bath. Well, once you, my eyes are burning from the onion, I'm sorry. Once you get started pressure canning on a regular basis, you'll want to do it all the time. I actually started with water bath canning because it's just easier. And I was afraid of the pressure canner. I was really, really afraid. And like the fact that it's behind me right now and it's venting like it is, I was terrified of that the first time that I did it. Lord, the onions, they're killing me, y'all. They're killing me. So, watch me. First time that I did it, I was really afraid and just thought, you know, just the worst was gonna happen, and you know, so just don't be afraid because you read the instructions, you've been watching, you know, video after video after video. So just don't be afraid of it. Just go with it. Like really, just go with it. Because I watched so many hours of videos before I even pressure can. And that's why when I made it through the first time, I was like, oh, you know, I was putting myself through a whole lot of stress that was really unnecessary stress because I was just afraid that something would happen. And I'm like, okay, all you got to do is set your timers, make sure that you know when to do certain things. And ever since I completed that first batch, it's just been all downhill. It's been simple, mentally simple, physically simple, the whole nine. All right, I'm gonna fill this up with water, so I'm gonna add my second. And you know what? I don't even know if I have extra tomatoes, so I may have to get creative. I may have to get creative with this one. And find something else. So the next thing that I decided that I've been kind of playing stuff out in my mind on what I want to can, and chicken noodle soup is going to be next. Because my family loves chicken noodle soup. Everybody loves chicken noodle soup, and then with the cold weather coming up, chicken noodle soup is kind of like one of those must have type of things. And I mean, 55 is like the lowest that it has gotten here, but I have already had like a little sore throat. But thankfully, I make my elderberry tinctures and I take them. I started now. When that first morning when I got that sore throat, I was like, oh, let me get on my elderberry consistently. So I'm taking it in the morning and in the evening, um, so that I can be sure to stay on top of anything that may try to attack me. And so yesterday was one of those days I was not feeling the greatest, but I got up and I took my elderberry tincture, my syrup, and then I also took my what's it called? Sea moss, my sea moss tablets. And once I got that in my system, I was good to go. I was good to go. Hey, Turf Therapy, how are you today? You were scared, ducking behind the walls. You know what? I was over on the other side. I'm being honest. I was on the other side of the kitchen the entire time. I was over there, and I was just like, nah, I'll sit over here and let it do whatever it's got to do. Let's see. Yeah, that sugar. This is actually, other than me buying brown sugar, Turf, this is the only sugar that I buy because it's the pure cane sugar. It's the one. It's the one. And so my mom was saying she taught my daughter, my 15-year-old, how to make a cake from scratch. And so she was like, make sure you get your white sugar. And I was like, Mama, we don't do white sugar. I can't afford it. I have hormonal issues, so I can't afford to do the white sugars. I have to get stuff as pure as I possibly can to kind of keep my system in balance. You get it from Aldi. You know what? I wish we had an Aldi. Oh my gosh. I wish we had one. We had one when we lived up in Georgia at one point, but we don't have an Aldi here. And they were actually talking about putting one here in Tallahassee because we had like an Earth Fair store here. And I like the Earth Fair stores, but they just didn't do a great job with it here. And so the store closed down. And I don't know if it closed anywhere else, but it did close down here. And we were looking forward to that Aldi coming here. We really wanted that Aldi to come here. So I haven't heard anything else about it since then, though. I have heard nothing else. All right, I'm adding some water. And I gotta find me some tomatoes. I gotta look in my stash to see if I have another can of tomatoes to go in here. But even if I don't have another can of tomatoes to go in here, I can still can this meat. But I would prefer to have some tomatoes to go over in there. All right, let's see who's stopping by. We've been shopping in Aldi since we lived in Germany. I'm like, what is this, Little? Is it called Little? Yeah, I hope we get one soon too. That would be amazing. That would really be amazing to get one of those because we saved so much money. In this area, we have Publix. Um, let's see, we have Piggly Wiggly. We've got a Piggly Wiggly here just a couple of years back. We have Publix is the main store here, and it's pretty expensive. Um, and then we have, what else do we have? When Dixie started to close down their stores, and we only have one left in the city. One that I know of. We had either 3 or 4 Winn-Dixie stores in the city, and right now I only know of one that is still open and operating. And I think we may have a Save-A-Lot store. Let's see. I never go in Save-A-Lot, but can I show y'all one more thing that I'm gonna can? All right. Okay, it's been venting for 10 minutes. So I went out to Publix this morning. Oh, and I got this. Pork roast. Now, we don't eat pork often, but this huge piece of meat was $23. Do you know how many meals I can make out of this bad boy? Yeah, I'm going to be canning this. Timer off. Time to put the weight on, guys. Put the weight on. And then I'm going to let this come up to 10 pounds of pressure. My altitude, I have to can at 10 pounds of pressure. So make sure that if you're new to canning, you know, you look up what altitude that you are, your city and state. Just Google it. It'll come up for you. And once you have determined that, then it'll tell you at what pound of pressure you should be canning at in your area. And that's going to determine a lot for you. Okay. All right. Let's see. Turf Therapy, are those stores the same with different names? Kind of same concept, but they carry different brands. Okay. Yeah. I got to the point where when I was shopping at Aldi, I was like, I don't care about these brands as long as it is good to us. So I would buy just like, if I was not familiar with the brand, I would buy one and then just kind of check and see if the family liked it. But they had this fish in there, the some sort of white fish. And it was so delicious. And so when we moved away from that area and I realized that we were not going to have an Aldi, I was like, oh, I didn't know what to do with myself. So Erica Taylor says, how long will you pressure can that? This is going to be 90 minutes. Okay. I'm going to pressure can this for 90 minutes. And you kind of look at your book, whatever pressure canning book that you have. I know most people, if they've been in it for a minute, they have ball books. But I have, let me show you the one that I have. I have the Complete Guide to Pressure Canning, and that's this one. The Complete Guide to Pressure Canning by Diane Devereaux. So this is what I've kind of been looking in to get some ideas, but mostly the recipes that I'm using are going to come from somebody that I've seen pressure canning online. Miss Mama Daughter Sister, Homestead Heart, um, Miss Lady Cheryl, a couple of more people that I watch and get recipes from them and utilize their recipes, because like some of this is unrealistic for me, and it would actually require me to go and buy stuff that I don't even buy. So I wanted to keep it to the point where I have my seasonings that I am accustomed to using and that I actually like. Like I picked up something new today and I didn't take the time to read the label, which I normally do. And now I hate I bought it. So this is one, should I call this name? I don't know. Because people like to sue you these days for nothing. I'm like, I'm just regular. I'm a regular person. But this seasoning, the first thing, I'm running my mouth. And so I just turned my canner all the way down because I have gone way up. It's at 15 pounds of pressure because I'm running my mouth and wasn't paying attention. So I just turned it all the way down to low to bring my canner back down to where it needs to be. And see, when I'm pressure canning at 10 pounds, you don't hear that rattle. That's how I knew it was over, because I don't get that rattle at my altitude. And it's coming on down. It's going to take a minute because I don't have gas. So it's going to take a minute to bring it on down. And now I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for 90 minutes. Okay. All right. So set the timer for 90 minutes. And so the first thing, I was like, I don't even know what I picked up. And I was thinking bouillon when I picked this up. And then I was like, So, it's in Spanish. And so I said, okay, this is coriander and annatto. I don't speak Spanish good, but it's something that I was able to tell, like there's coriander in here. And then I kept looking and I was like, okay, annatto. So went to read the packet and my eyes are not like they used to be back in the day. So the first ingredient is monosodium glutamate, better known as MSG. And for those of you who know about seasonings, you know that's something that like a certain industry got spanked on for using that. And so they had to start with their meals, start saying, putting on their doors of their restaurants saying that we don't use MSG here. We don't use monosodium glutamate here, because it's something that is going to mess with a lot of stuff. Going to mess with your blood pressure. And it also makes you just want more. It makes you want more and more and more. So I ain't using it. I'm not using it. And I typically go ahead and read my containers, but I was grabbing a couple of things. And this is another thing for those who are canning. This pectin in Walmart, I think these were like $7, close to $7. Well, when I went out to Piggly Wiggly this morning, they had these for less than $3. So it was like $2.65 or something like that. So if you have a Piggly Wiggly in your area, then you may want to check it out, even if it's just to get some of this type stuff. Get you some pectin or, whatever you need to can that you're going to be able to, that you want to use on a regular basis. And that may be really expensive at other stores. Okay, let's see. A lot of products are just rebranded companies at lower prices. That is so true. That is so true. Okay, Turf said you have that book too. I found that one on Amazon, so I went ahead and because the ball book, somebody was like price gouging like crazy. I was like, y'all tripping. I know how to cook. Y'all are tripping. So Michael Forbes said I use that Cesar from Goya. You were so cool with it. I would have left the live. Oh my gosh. Throwing it out. Yep. Pretty much. Because I just can't, for our family's sake, for health sake, for my sake. It's just certain stuff that I can't afford because I have thyroid disorder. So there's certain things that I cannot take in. And this also why I eat at home, because I can control what actually goes into my food. Let's see. That's a good price for that. The jars are even cheaper though if one can find them. I guess y'all talking. Is that plant-based? To me, okay, this is to me. Okay, when I ate a fully plant-based diet, this, even if it does not have milk, eggs, any of that, it's still not plant-based to me. It's chemical, because the first thing in there is literally like chemical. And so you can throw in a couple of things. Oh, the Sure Jelly, let's see. And I don't use this either. I use apples, but I knew I was coming on here and I wanted to tell y'all. Okay, I'm watching my, okay, I'm at about 11 pounds of pressure right now. So the Sure Gel, let's see, it says dextrose, fruit pectin, fumaric acid for tartness, and sodium citrate. So yeah, pretty much. But I use Granny Smith apples. I got that from Homestead Heart. She was saying, she didn't want, like, pectin was very, very expensive. And so she didn't want to use her pectin for a particular project. And so, yeah, she used Granny Smith apples as the pectin. And that is literally what I did for everything that I have canned that were fruit, the sweet preserves. All of my preserves, I have used Granny Smith apples instead of the pectin. But I saw it was $2 and something, and I was like, let me grab one. So I literally only grabbed this one. We can maintain this 10 pounds of pressure. Yep. That hypothyroidism is no joke. Is no joke. I had the worst time with it when I had my last. Obviously your metabolism. Okay, I think I'm back. But the brain fog, your metabolism, your hair, your scalp, your skin, like literally your whole body function, is determined by how healthy your thyroid is. So it's been a long ride, but Let's see. Yep. The home pectin is made from apples. Yep. I use the Granny Smith. So Sure Gel is apples. No. It's got sugar and fruit pectin in it. And then it has the acid, to keep it together as the preservative or whatever, and for the tartness. So, but yeah, you can make it from apples. Okay, I'm at 10 pounds of pressure, guys. And let's see, you can make pectin from scratch with apples by boiling them. I've never done it that way. I've only ever used them in canning for Healthy Home, but I'm definitely going to be, did you do a video on that? Because I need to know how to do that. I need to definitely know how to do that, because I definitely want to make some more preserves. And that's literally how I'm doing it. Hey, Clausen World. This your second live with me? Sure is. I was talking about you earlier. I'm so glad you made it too. Pectin from things like apples, which are naturally high in pectin. Pectin helps to thicken. Yes. I don't know about using, like I use cornstarch to thicken certain things, but I don't know about putting cornstarch inside of my preserves. I don't know. That's a great question, though. That's a great question, Micro Farmer. Her Healthy Home says, no, I didn't. I saw someone else do it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to go back and see what you said. Yeah, girl, I was talking about you. I was talking about you this morning. Yeah, we have some. I was telling them that you sent my husband some seeds to plant because he was the winner in your giveaway. Yeah, I think you're 100 subscriber or something like that. So yeah, he did that. You can't can using cornstarch, but you can make one to eat in 2 months. Okay. Okay. But let me see. What time is it, guys? It's 1:17 right now. Okay. Yeah, this will be done by the time I need to go meet a customer. But so turf therapy, are you still there? What was the last thing that you canned? Because I meant to watch your video, but I don't remember what it was. And I know Micro Farmer is over there doing his thing with the dehydrating the veggies and things, because whew, they so good. They're so good, y'all. Yeah, you have a small channel, Clausen World. It's great. I was binge watching your channel last night. I know you saw all of my comments, but I was binge watching you last night. That's right, the squash. That's right. That's right. Patty pan squash. Yep, I got to go back and watch that one. I saw it popped up, but I've been watching so much of your other stuff that I didn't get back to that one. So I definitely got to go watch that one. And I think you missed my comment to turf therapy, because when we were on the giveaway, and thank you so much for doing that giveaway. I really appreciate it. When we were on the giveaway, and I made a comment that I wanted to hashtag that canner behind you. I don't think you got it because you ain't say nothing. I don't think you got it. But that was what I wanted from the giveaway. I try anything, people. I'm retired. Look at you. You're retired and bored, so I try any recipe or thought that comes to mind. I hear you. I hear you. Those chickens should keep you pretty busy, though. And you don't look old enough to be retired, micro farmer. Let's see. He gonna be winning. Yeah, Eco be winning. Y'all better remind him too that he be winning. All right, I'm at 11 pounds of pressure. Let's see. I did see you. Thank you. I do the same to so many channels. Yeah, we need those watch hours. Micro Farmer did a video about making sure that when you come to someone's channel that you watch the video all the way through. And ever since I saw him on that video, I have been making sure that I watch people's videos completely because it helps our channels. It helps us to build up those watch hours. It's going to help us to get, more notice for those that want to be, you want your channels to grow to a certain level. It definitely helps. It helps to get those watch hours up for you. And then who knows, you may get into that rotation where people are seeing your videos being advertised out there. So yeah, if you can, watch as much as you can of people's videos. So that's been my focus. And that's why I get around, but I'm not able to watch every single thing that I want because I still, have a life. But I can't watch every single thing that I want because I watch the entire video when I watch someone's video. So if it's a 30-minute video, then I'm like, okay, let me come back to that and I'll put it in my watch later list. And then I'll go back and then watch the entire video. Like if I'm just sitting, just trying to unwind or whatever, that's what I do. I'll just go back to it at a later time. All right, so now, guys, this canner is trying to ease up to 12 pounds of pressure again. So I'm just going to turn it down just a hair. I was always afraid to have gas because I think because I remember gas from back in the day when we had to manually, I'm old enough to where I can remember, where we had to manually turn on and light the pilot lights for the gas stoves and things. So yeah, it made me a little bit nervous. And so I still have my electric stove with the burners. And so when you have the electric stove with the burners, you literally have to, adjust your stove a lot, probably a lot more than you would if you had gas, because the gas, once you turn it off, your pot stops cooking. But when you when you turn this off, as long as that canner is sitting there, it's going to have to wait until that burner cools down before it starts to cool down. And that's fine with me because I ain't lifting it. Colossal World, girl, you better stop lifting that canner. Let that canner sit there and cool down. I don't lift the canner. I let it sit here. And this one also is, bigger as well. It's definitely taller than the 16 quart. So if you try to lift this thing and it's full, the book said that full, it weighs 50 pounds. So yeah, I don't lift it. I let it stay there. I let it do what it do. All right. Good afternoon, Catherine Jones Ewing. How are you today? All right, let's see. Let me catch up. I'm looking for an okra soup recipe. Well, I'm looking for okra seeds. And I want, what's his name? Dang, Bev and Grow Family Network. Okay. So Grow Family Network has this bush okra, and that's what I want to find. I want to try that. And I also want to try that red okra or purple okra. I can't remember which one it's called, but red or purple okra. I want to try those as well because I've never grown okra before, but I'm seeing like that okra is really putting out for people and giving people a lot. There's a lot that I can do with okra. One of my mom's good friends growing up, I'm going to turn it down just a hair more because it's still right at that 12-pound mark. So one of my mom's good friends growing up used to add okra to her collards. And when she first said that, I was like, that's not what we do. That is not the way my mom cooks collards. She does not cook them with no okra in it. But when I tasted them, they were amazing. So in my mind, like I was, like, we don't do that. But it was so good. It was so delicious. And she would put okra and onion, maybe. Okra and onion. It was probably okra and onion, but it was delicious. It was incredible. And she would put jalapeno peppers in there. So, or some sort of hot, really hot peppers she would put in there, and they were incredible. So that's what I got a lot of ideas for okra. I love fried okra, okra and peas, okra and tomatoes, you name it. That's what I just didn't want like okra just by itself, but okra and black-eyed peas. Oh my goodness. Yeah, now that I'm grown and, my mom cooked all of this stuff. I can't remember if TT made soup with okra. Okay. Yeah, I bet TT did though. Yes, family of vampires. Saw that, forgot to back and respond. I bet you did want that beast. Yeah, I want that beast. I still want it. I still want it. That is, whoo, yeah. I'm in love with this candle. I can't even imagine like having the All American. I can't even imagine. Catherine Jones Ewing in the house. Yes, I watched Micro Farmer. I was hoping those. Yes, I watched Micro Farmer. I was hoping those hydrated eggs was going to work. I was too. That's on my list as well. Not dehydrating them, but pickling eggs is also on my list because I got some eggs in the refrigerator. I don't have chickens yet, but I got some extra eggs in the refrigerator because the store sells brown eggs. Sometimes you can find them for $1, literally like a 12 pack. Like, yeah, for $1. So when I go over there, I'm just like, I literally make, excuse me, hiccups. I literally make a 20-minute drive to go to Piggly Wiggly because I can find those deals. So I go all the way on the other side of town just to find those deals. Let's see. Yes, I put in my time over 25 years in the workforce. I'm chilling. God blessing me, gave me a great profession at a young age. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life for a long time. I still don't some days. I just go with it. I go with it. I operate my business. I do what I do. All I know is that I am a free spirit, and I just can't be just locked into something or one place. It just, I don't know. I've never been able to. I struggled so bad working for other people. It was just bad. I don't even want to think about it. It was so bad for me. And like, one of my really good friends is like, she is like, girl, I ain't staying home with no kids. I can't do it. You know, they would work my nerves. I look forward to going to work. Kids, I can't do it. You know, they would work my nerves. I look forward to going to work. And I'm the total opposite. I'm like, them grown people the one to work my nerves. I would do the kids any day, all day. So I was a stay-at-home mom for 12 years before going back into the workforce. So I ain't got no 20 nothing years nowhere. And I prefer it like this. I work for myself. I do, you know, my own schedule, and, you know, I just kind of do my own thing. And I don't know, like, we working in gardens. We helping people set up gardens. My husband is doing lawn care. He still has a full-time job, but, you know, he's doing lawn care on the side, and he absolutely loves lawn care. That is his passion. And, you know, so we are both kind of the same in that respect. We do what has to be done to make sure these bills get paid. But otherwise, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I even worked in real estate for a year, and then I got pregnant. So being on the street as a realtor, it was tough. It was tough because I didn't stop working until I was probably 8 months. And then my husband was like, girl, sit down somewhere. So I sat down somewhere, and then I stayed home for a number of years after that, and then went back into the workforce for state government, and stayed there for 5 years. And I had enough. I was over it. I was over it. But everybody's working from home right now. So I've been independent for a year and 8 months. And I love it. I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's see. Gotta get back to Uncle Sam. Have a blessed day, Turf. Thanks for stopping in. I even watch commercials. You watch commercials, girl? I don't even like watching TV. Like, I don't like it. Oh, you're talking about, I got you. I got your pit stop. You're talking about watching the commercials. Yes. Yes. Except for those, like, I watched this one guy commercial one day that was about an hour and a half long because it was about hormonal issues. But like, if I can go through, if you're going to do like a 30-second commercial to a 1 minute commercial, then yes. And if I'm on some of y'all's channel, yeah, I'm going to watch those commercials. But after that, it is, I mean, my day, I can only do so many videos in the course of a day. And even while I'm making product, you know, or whatever I'm doing, I'll put in my earbuds, you know, so that I can hear people's videos as I'm working. So I get in a good number of videos per day, but I try to make sure that I'm going to different channels, you know, just making sure that I'm spreading the love around to different channels. How close are you, Gigi? Do we need to be taking shifts? Taking shifts? Am I watching these videos? Shoot, I'm at work right now. I let the iPad run as I listen. I love them, girl. Them type of jobs where you can do that. Those are the best. Those are the best jobs. Your wife was laughing at you when you tasted them. Those dehydrated eggs. I think microfarmer is talking about. Pitt, a real OG. Gigi, I'm working on a meatloaf Wilmington. Just like a beef Wilmington, but I'm gonna do it meatloaf style. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see that. Glad to hear you're doing well, Catherine Ewing Jones Ewing. Sorry, Catherine Jones Ewing. Yeah, I have the 23. I have the 16. That joker is heavy. My wrist be hollering. Yeah, let that bad boy sit there, Closet World. oh, you sending me burgundy okra? Girl, I'm a cash app you. Tell me, you can email me at info@ggnaturals.net. Send me your cash app. I'm a cash app you, girl. Tell me how much you want. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, this canner is still at like 12 pounds of pressure. So, all right, I just moved it down to number 3. See if we can get it back closer to the 10-pound mark. And it's fine for the newer canners. It's fine to can at a little bit higher than your altitude, but definitely not lower. So Lady Cheryl always says that. She always makes sure that people know, don't go below whatever your altitude, whatever your pounds of pressure is supposed to be, but it's okay if it goes a little bit higher. Just not, much higher, but a little bit higher is fine. So I don't stress too much when it goes to 11, but when it goes to 12 pounds of pressure, I want to bring it back down and just keep it closer to where it's supposed to be. So it's coming on down since I sent it down a little bit, but it takes a little minute to come down. But thank you, Clausen World, for the burgundy okra on the way. Yes. My husband planted the peas that you sent out there, some type of beans. Oh, guys. So I was in Piggly Wiggly this morning, and I saw field peas. Did y'all know that field peas are like $8 per pound? Did y'all know this? Somebody help me, because I need to plant me some field peas if this is the case, because I can take me some field peas and sit up at the flea market. Golly, I did not know that. I thought I uploaded a picture on here asking if y'all knew about this. I don't know about that. But they were already, somebody had gone through the trouble of shelling them and all that. So I guess if you've gone through all that, then yeah, I can see it happening. But don't most people have machines to do this? I don't know. Okra is my fave anyway. Yeah, I like me some okra too. Hello. Great. Hit me up on the other. I was like a kid meeting Santa. Enjoying your chat. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you all actually come into my chat. Being that like my channel is older. Like I've had this account for a while because I used to do like natural hair videos and makeup videos on the channel. And then, after a while, I was like, I just ain't got nothing else to say about no hair. I ain't got nothing else to say about no makeup. Like, you know, I don't know. I was over it. I was over it. So the channel has just been sitting dormant for years. And then I just decided that I was going to come around and start gardening. Just try to transform the channel to something different. And so that's what I've done. And that's only been since this drama in the world has happened that I decided to start sharing my I was doing in the garden. So I've been gardening forever. Sharing it, I just started. I just started. All right, let's see. I have another week left for my pickled egg taste, and it's going to be at the hospital. Why? Why at the hospital? Congratulations on retirement. Thank God I'm retired during this pandemic. I now have time to can, dehydrate, and grow hydroponically. Look at you. Look at you. I want to see a video on the hydroponics. I do. I would love to see a video of that. That's so awesome. Congrats to both of the retirees. I see you have a lot of your mom and you hustle. Yes, I got it honestly. My mom, she's the one. She's responsible for this. And it's so funny, like she was telling me the other day that some lady was asking about me, and some lady was like, "Is that your daughter?" You know, because this girl, she looks just like you. And she was like, "Yeah, that's her." That's her. I'm the one that, you know, people say looks like my mom. And then I think my other siblings are like blends. Like the brother that's older than me, he looks exactly like my dad. Like he coughs like my dad, he sneezes like my dad. Like I have to listen and oh my gosh, when I hear him, if I hear him cough or sneeze or something, I'm like, oh my God, he sounds just like my dad. And my dad has been gone for, 16, 17 years now. TT's Urban Pantry. Hi, girl. How are you? Thanks for stopping in today. Yeah, girl, do you have an okra soup video? Because we need to know. We've been discussing that. I was asking about okra soup recipe. No okra soup. Okay. Well, we're going to have to get some okra going on. Even if I have to buy some frozen okra to make a soup, that's what it's going to be. All right. So I have 55 minutes left on canning. And let's see. Headed to Walmart. Okay. Okay. Somebody trying to get a hold of me. All right. I'll see if I can find a recipe. Thank you. Thank you. Michael Farmer said he'll find one or make his own. No, ma'am, you don't have to send me anything. I sent you what I had. I don't have a Cash App. I don't even know what that is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cash App is just the easiest way to send money to somebody. So if somebody loves me, I have Cash App set up for my business, but somebody was inboxing me and it was like, I just want to donate to you. And I was like, okay, girl, Gigi Naturals. Yeah. $ Gigi Naturals. Thank you. Thank you. But Cash App is so simple. It's just an easy way to send money from yourself to your family. We even set up a Cash App for my mom, who is about to turn 70. So I set up a Cash App. Well, my sister set up a Cash App for her so that we can just send her some money, when we get ready for her to have a little something extra, a little something for herself since she lives hours away. So yeah, we just, it's just simple. It's just so simple. And a personal cash app, you don't have any fees, no, none of that. The only thing is if you get the Cash App debit card, you just have to keep your card turned off, because I had an issue where someone over in Utah somewhere was buying like monster truck parts on my Cash App card. And thankfully, though, they send you an immediate notification that your card has been used and for how much. And thankfully, I was able to see the name of the company that the money had gone to. And so I looked them up online, and I was like, what in the world? Because my husband doesn't use my card. He has his own Cash App. So I was like, what in the world is going on? And so I jumped online and I called them and I was like, hey, I just noticed the charge on my Cash App from you guys, but I didn't buy anything from you. And it was like, Utah, I'm in Florida, like what's happening? And so the guy looked into it and they sent me my money back within like 12 hours. He was like, well, it's going to take maybe 48 hours to process or whatever. But I had my money back in like 12 hours and I was happy. And ever since then, I went ahead and canceled that card. And they were actually trying to make multiple purchases, but they had taken all of my money off of my cash card, so they couldn't spend any more of it. So I don't know how they do that, but the thieves are always 10 steps ahead of, you know, the honest working people. They always ahead of us. All right. Get it from my grandpa. Found out I loved it 10 years. Jalapeno over $1 for one. What? FYI, my sister is in Bluffton, South Carolina, and they have Clorox wipes at Food Lion. We used to have a Food Lion here. We used to have a couple, and they've been gone for a while down here. Let's see. She's talking to Halal. I don't know how to video on here. Okay, okay. Gigi at the hospital because that's where my wife works. She is an ER nurse, and we sell our eggs to doctors and nurses and staff. So it will be a give back. And if they get sick, they don't have for to go. You're wrong for that, microphone. I have a PayPal. That's how my friends and family send money. Okay, yeah, I got PayPal too. You have to record. You have to make sure though that you say this is from a friend or family member on PayPal, because they be tearing you up with them fees if you don't choose friends and family. I don't have Cash App either. Microformer says Kindle book should send my money Cash App. They just hit me up about my book. Oh, what's your book? Wow, it's scary when the thieves try to steal our stuff. Yeah, they will get you. Like, my card, I have been hit so many times. My card, nope, that was my PayPal. This was way back in the day. They got us for about $1,000 on PayPal. And it was like somebody in Nigeria or something. And I was like, what is happening? What is happening? But yeah, they got us. And thankfully, PayPal, you know, we filed a dispute and they gave us our money back. But shoot. All right, I'm at 11 pounds. So I'm good with it being right there with 48 minutes left. So, okay. Make sure I select friends and family. Yes, you got to make sure you select friends and family because, yeah. Let me see if I can respond to my customer. I'm going to have to get out of here, guys. because I got somebody. Yes, swing by. Can you swing by because I am Kenny? Okay, so PayPal is good with returning your money. Yeah, if you can prove, that it wasn't you that spent the money, yeah, PayPal will get you right. So that's why I kept the PayPal account even after that. And we've just been, I still can't tell you how they were able to do that. I don't know. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know how they were able to do that, but they did. They hit us hard that time. And then other times it's just been like one time there was somebody up in the Carolinas, in North Carolina or Virginia one, at this fancy restaurant up there that I could never afford to eat at, but they spent $400 and something. It was some steakhouse, spent $400 and something on my card. And I was like, man, I eat at Chick-fil-A. I don't eat at them places. I don't go to the expensive steakhouse. And then you up there just having fun on my card. But let's see, I made sure it's with friends and family. Across the world, totally opposite for me and my grandfather. Okay, they having a conversation. Let's see. My book is called Buck Fools. Oh my goodness. On Amazon. Awesome. Wrote it about 4 years ago, and it still makes passive incomes. Look at you. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. Passive income. Yeah, I like it. I'm trying to get where I'm making more passive income rather than always having to make a product to ship. But hey, it is what it is at this point. And I spend my time gardening instead of worrying about making more money these days. And I just feel like the more you let God have that stuff, have all of that extra mental stuff, the better you do. Because I know for me, I've done better since I just stopped being like, okay, I'm gonna have this business and that business and this business all going at the same time. I just let that stuff go, and I be in my backyard. I be gardening. I be relaxed. I'm chilling. No high blood pressure issues. No none of that stuff. And I just let it be what it is. But yeah, passive income. That's the way to go. That's the way to go. I use them when I make my orders on IG or Facebook. Pit style, yes, they're good at giving you money back. Even returns are pretty quick. Yep, PayPal is the bomb. But I use I make sure. Yep, I'm still at 11 pounds of pressure. So I make sure that I just keep my Cash App up, and then like there's also Venmo. There's a lot of them out there now though that people can utilize to do whatever, make money, transfers or whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna have to get out of here, guys, because I have someone coming through. So, any questions before I leave? Any questions? And thank you all so much for coming on today. I appreciate you all so much. I appreciate you more than you know. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything before I go. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming in. And I'll see you guys on the next video. And have a wonderful, blessed day. Love on your own people. Take care of each other. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, y'all. It's been real. Enjoy the remainder of your day. You too. Thank you so much, Catherine.